Bang! Neeves knives. I'm Jared, and today we have 3 new SENCUT knives, and we're going to check them out. So, SENCUT knives make some of the most affordable, best quality pocket knives you can get. They are owned by VOSTEED, so you can expect great quality knives for the money. Now, this is the SENCUT Actium. I've actually had this on the channel many times. It is an older model, one of their first ones. However, one of the best, the absolute best pocket knives you can get as far as the $42 range goes or whatever. It is a deep hollow ground harpoon blade with a beautiful sharpening tool and plunge grind and finger choil. Great placement for your thumb. The ergos are great. The action is stupid good. Great detent. Everything about this knife is amazing as far as a work knife goes and a tool. It does come in multiple different colors. It's in D2 steel, but, for the price, perfectly acceptable. And, as far as D2 goes, Civivi's doing an okay job with it. So, not saying the best, but they're doing an okay job. So, nitpicks and negatives on the Actium. Well, really there is none because the Actium's done very, very well. I have one little tiny nitpick, and that is I wish they would have inset the clip. But it does have flat screws and works really well. Reversible, T8 hardware all the way around. And the flipper tab, is super comfortable. The action's amazing. Multiple forms of deployment. The geometry's amazing. The ergos are great. So there's not much to complain about here. Now, let's get into one of their newer models. We have 2 more. This is the SENCUT Bronte. And I gotta say, I'm very impressed with this one. One, I really like the wood. It looks good with the black hardware, black clip, black blade. And this thing has insane action. Now, I will say the detent is kind of on the lighter side, but I also understand it. This top flipper is so easy to use. I almost want to take back some of the things I've ever said about a front flipper and like how they should be to be perfect, because this is the way to go. It is so easy to reach over and snap it because you have so much traction, so much grip, and the front flipper, it's like a mohawk. And you can see it's 9CR 18 MOV steel. We'll talk more about that in a second. And you can see internal stop pin. So that's the stop pin in the closed. There's a stop pin in the open. That's a nice, strong, durable, reliable way to do a stop pin. But you can do the thumb snap with the front flipper. You can reach over just like a regular flipper. You can slow roll it. You can do the roll over with your side of your finger. Yeah, and it's all easy. Very, very good front flipper. Well thought out for sure. Good access to the lock bar. Another thing that the Actium has. Really good too. And on the drop, it's very smooth. Now you have this fuller that runs down the side where you can slow roll it, reverse flick it. And because the fuller goes all the way down to here, you can, it's kind of a light detent when you get to that point. So you can do it up here to get a little bit of a stiffer detent. Great action. And when I say the detent's on the lighter side, I mean ever so slightly on the lighter side. And if I ever wanted to, I could increase that in 5 minutes. I have multiple videos teaching how to tune detents, how to increase lock bar strength and pressure, and that's what I would do. I would increase the lock bar strength just a little bit. But like I said, love the way it looks, the geometry, nice and thin without being too thin, but it is nice and thin. Not that knives can ever really be too thin, but great geometry. Ergonomically, it's very neutral. So it doesn't matter if you're pulling towards you, doing pinch grips, utility cuts, forward pushing. It's all going to be very comfortable. Reversible, deep carry clip, T8 hardware all the way around. Love to see that. Yeah, they knocked this out of the park for sure. Nitpicks and negatives on this guy. So one, I would say the clip could be inset. That would be one definite positive if they did that on both sides. So, because it is a reversible clip. This access to the lock bar, it's good. I wish it was great, but it's good. It really is. And you can see it. Like, they did cut it back. So I applaud them for that. I would have cut it back just a tiny bit more, but it's still great. Don't get me wrong, it's great. So it's hardly a nitpick. Like I said, the detent is possibly a little bit on the lighter side, but it's such a tiny amount because I wouldn't want it too much stronger. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to flick it like that very, very well. So again, not a lot to complain about. Lots of great here. The action's amazing. Great geometry. Very smooth, neutral ergos. Great EDC blade. And this blade shape, by the way, is a Dow blade shape. Or at least... I mean, you could say it's a sheep's foot, but it's the closest thing to a Dow. By the way, there's 6 different versions of this and should be right around $45. I think it's $43.50, but right around that range. So 6 different options, and yeah. If you want to take a look at the specs really quick, you can. All right, let's check out this next one. This next one is the Kyril. And it is a sheep's foot blade in a ferrum forged design. That's awesome. I love ferrum forged designs. And they do some incredible flippers. Like, if you've ever handled or had a ferrum forged design knife that's premium, you'll notice that their flipper tabs are always done extremely, extremely well. They're always positioned correctly. They always have a great placement for your finger to push off of. Nice and comfortable, very snappy. And this one is no different. Now, I will say, again, the detent. You know what? The detent's really good on this. If it was increased, the detent strength, I wouldn't care. I can reverse flick it with the detent it has right now. Forward finger choil is not the biggest, but you can totally use it. You can totally do it. Access to the lock bar, good access. Very easy to get past the detent ball when you're disengaging it instead of fumbling around on it. You have a regular stop pin with a shouldered lockup. Looks like there's no milling on the inside though, so this doesn't have much weight relieving, if at all. No weight relieving, but that's fine. This is a light knife, and I would have thought it was milled out, but it's not. T6s, though, I don't know why they did that. All their other knives have T8s. Why would they suddenly do a ferrum forged model and do T6s? Maybe there's a reason. I'm not sure. How many models of this is there? 3 different versions of this. I'll talk about the steel a little bit more here in 1 second, but just so you can see the information on it. Now, let's talk about the 9CR 18 MOV steel. So 9CR, good steel, right? It's a good budget steel. Bottom of the barrel, but good, right? I would say it's not quite at the bottom. It's floating just above the bottom of the barrel. But it's good, though. You can consider it like 440C. That's basically what it is. It's like a little bit of an updated 440C, which 440C is a good steel. It really is. A lot of people give it crap, but, we have a lot of great steels, in this day and age that far exceed anything 440C can do, which is awesome, and I agree. But as far as budget goes, when you have a specific amount of money to spend, 440C, in my opinion, is a good steel to go with if you're on a tight budget. And that's what this is. This is a budget knife. So 9CR likes a toothy edge. It will take a polished edge, but it doesn't take and hold it very well. It's most likely going to start getting slick, especially after you start using it and restropping it and all that stuff. So, to hold on to significant bite, you want a toothy medium grit edge. 600 grit is what I like the most. But it's a good steel, and it's stainless. It's plenty tough. You're really not going to have to worry about corrosion too much. I mean, still oil it and take care of it, keep it dry. But yeah, good solid steel for a budget. Not my favorite, obviously, but it works. Centering is perfect. Nitpicks on the ferrum forged design. Well, The one T6s, I don't know why they would use T6s on this. All their other knives are T8s. This one has T6s. I'm guessing the Ferrum Forge had that, decision. But so that's one negative. Next could be an inset clip. That would definitely help. I know I would appreciate it more. But again, there's not a lot to complain about here. It's done very, very well. The stop pin is a little bit small, but it's not a big knife, so I understand why. Like, they don't really need a super beefy stop pin on this type of knife. There could be some milling on the inside. Personally, I don't care. This knife is never going to be heavy to me. Like, it could never reach a limit of which I'm like, oh, this is a heavy knife. So I could care less about the milling on the inside, but maybe some other people would. But not much to complain about. Nice small knife. This thing, it's compact, it's tiny, but it's definitely at the size that works. So even as far as a small knife goes, it's at least a capable knife. Like, it's not so small to the point to where you are going to mishandle it, or it's not going to be big enough or not have enough cutting edge to do the work you need to do. It will have plenty. I like it. I like it quite a bit. Just so you can see a size comparison between these two, we'll throw up the Actium too, and then we'll get out of here. You can see the Ferrum Forged one, the Kyril, is a lot smaller, but still a good size. So there you guys go. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.